Hey, what's happening YouTube? Rod J back again to take a look at another beer. Thanks for swinging by to check out another video. Today I'm going to take a look at one from the macro side of things. This comes from Anheuser-Busch and this is the natural ice. So why am I taking a look at a macro beer? Because I usually don't do that many with these. Well, I played in a golf outing and happened to have one left over. I figured why not go ahead and do a review. Once in a while I like to take a look at some of the beers that are toward the value side of things, that are more low cost. And this is the one that I actually had. So it's ice brewed for a naturally smooth taste. Comes in at 5.9% on the ABV. Go ahead and get this baby open and get into a glass and check it out. Now keep in mind, from my side of things, I think all beers can really have their place out there. This isn't one that I would hunt down, but in times it can fit a need. You know, when I play golf, or when I used to play softball or something like that and everything, and I wanted a cheap beer just to have, that way if it got warm I wasn't really too worried about it. This is kind of how that makes a play. So you can see here, has a decent look on it. You got the clarity that you always expect from the macro. You can see all the carbonation taking place there. The head itself, it started at about a 1.5 finger. It's already down to under a finger, so the head is dissipated very quickly. And like most North American adjunct lager, you get that adjunct aroma coming really out. Getting really that sweetness from the malts that were used here, and of course the other things they've used to ramp up on the alcohol. And it's just really a mass generated type beer, so nothing really to talk about that makes it a much more difference from the aroma. A beer like this, you're kind of looking for maybe like a smoother type taste, keep a few dollars in your pocket. Now with the ice, I actually, if I have to choose some of the macros, I actually do prefer the ice ones a little bit more. It's kind of got a little bit of a refreshing quality to it. It's not as harsh as what some people like to review these on. And I think sometimes when people are running these reviews, they're actually running them, comparing them to other craft beer, and they're never going to win that battle, because these are always going to be lower end, looked down upon type beers. But for a beer that you just want to have and chill with, maybe you're fishing, maybe you just want to kick back, maybe you want something that's not going to really knock you back too much, or maybe you want one that'll be cheap and you can do a few and you'll get that buzz. That's kind of where these beers can kind of fill in that regard. With the taste, I mean, you get the initial bitterness up front, but then it does have a crisp break on the back end that it goes down pretty easily. I'm not picking up really any harshness there. You're not getting much of a duration though of the flavor around the mouth. That dissipates pretty quickly, but it's just kind of giving you a taste of beer essentially. And this is kind of like the taste of beer from like the throwback type days, what I call them, you know, when there's just only a few that were really out there. It's not going to be anything that's going to really perk up any type of other situation that you're going to say, ooh, I really like that beer. But for a decent beer that you want to have to just shoot the breeze with, kick back with, not really sit there and have to savor it, or if you wanted to, like I said, have a beer you can just chug, you could do this one. Not that I'm saying you should go out there and chug. I don't want anybody getting all hammered up and everything, but it's okay. It's not horrible. I'm not one of those guys that is going to just say, you know, it has to be a certain thing or else it's crap type beer. I think it's just, it is what it is. So as far as something like this, it's got a little bit more of a stronger texture than you have with some of the other macro beers. It's not as watery as some of the ones out there. You know, you can look at this, compare with stuff like the Genesee Ice or some of the other ice type beers. I don't think they make the Budweiser Ice anymore. If they do, I haven't seen that for years. So, but it's just your typical type of ice beer. So something like this, carbonation isn't really bad on it. I'm not feeling an overly sensation of burp. They got it kind of at the right level along those lines. I think it's just a beer that's pretty much drinkable. So for me, as far as any rating I would give this beer, I'd look at this one at being about 2.25 out of 5. I think it holds well. If I'm out like at a picnic or a barbecue, I could I wouldn't want to drink these, but I could easily drink these more so than some of the other beers that are out there. And if I was looking to save a few bucks maybe and get a nice beer with that 5.9 ABV, it might be one I could deal with for a day or so. But there you have it. It's just the natural ice, something smooth that you might want to check out if you're, like I said, looking to maybe just save some bucks, or you just want an easy going beer. Maybe you're out playing cornhole, horseshoes, something along those lines, and you don't want to spend a bunch of money for beer. That's all I really got on this one. So that is Natural Ice Anheuser-Busch. But thanks again for swinging by. Check out another video. So with that being said, I look forward to catching you in the next video. As always, please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that good jazz. And keep drinking good craft beers, but don't put down the other ones as well. Cheers.